Byron Holland, and I'm the CEO and President of the Canadian Internet Registration Authority. Well, I think CIRA, the Canadian Internet Registration Authority, really mirrors to a great degree what the Internet has done in terms of its life stage. You know, it started off as a relatively young, new company, and it's matured over time, and we're going through an interesting phase right now where we're going from really a startup organization that had worked in the internet space to a much more mature, operational-oriented organization. As a result, our culture here is changing a bit. We've gone more from early-stage technology pioneers to more operational-focused people. The internet fundamentally is absolutely critical to our economy, to the way we communicate, to the way people do business, collaborate, exchange ideas. It's really become fundamentally the operating system of our life. The infrastructure that we provide is truly the critical infrastructure that underpins the internet in Canada. Well, there are a few core things that we really do in terms of fulfilling our mandate here at CIRA. I mean, first and foremost, without a doubt, it's operating the registry itself and the DNS, or the domain name servers that allow people to connect on the internet. The second important thing that we do is really communicate that message, communicate about the Canadian internet infrastructure, about domain names, how they work, educate people, and really market the service that we have, which is providing domains for Canadians and being a steward of this critical public resource. The third thing that's really important as well is a little bit more of a public mandate focus, and that's being able to help the Canadian internet in other ways. Because over time we will generate a surplus here, and one of the core things that we are going to do with that surplus is other beneficial activities for the Canadian internet landscape. We work in a 100% uptime environment. That means our systems, access to the internet for people, for business, for government, is always on, 100% of the time. And that's very different than most technology infrastructures where what we call 5 nines is an acceptable amount of uptime. 5 nines means 99.999% uptime, which means you have about 5 minutes of downtime a year. In our infrastructure, that's unacceptable. We're 100% uptime. That is a whole order of magnitude more complex and more expensive to run and administer as an operating entity. Interestingly, the infrastructure that we have here receives about 25 million hits or transactions per hour that we resolve here to enable the internet in Canada. The second critical thing that we do is market and communicate the message about .ca to really explain to people what the value and what the benefit of a .ca is. There's a lot of infrastructure here, mission critical, 24/7, 100% uptime infrastructure to support, and we are able to do that strictly through .cas. So it's absolutely critical that we get that message out there. The third really important task that we do here is really around our public mandate, or the social mandate, and that's to do other beneficial things for the Canadian internet landscape. I mean, the internet as we know it today isn't necessarily a guaranteed thing. There are many countries around the world or other actors who have very different views on how the internet should run and how it should connect and what's best for it. CIRA is very, very involved on the international stage in terms of the governance and operations of the internet. As we all know, the internet is truly a global phenomenon, and there's a lot of collaborative activity that has to take place to make the internet connect and to work. That happens because interested parties like CIRA get involved and participate, go to international conferences, communicate with our peers around the world. So one of the key activities that we're engaged in right now is what is going to be the best use of our scarce resources in terms of maximizing the benefit of the internet for the broadest number of Canadians.